Hey everyone, welcome to another lecture. Um, Today I'm going to go into the secret behind really creating a very profound and powerful orgasm using hypnosis. All right. Now, many of you have been asking me questions about how I get these really powerful results, so I'm going to give you insight so you can use it when you're doing hypnosis. Now, first of all, you have to keep in mind that when someone is in a very deep state of profound somnambulism, everything that you suggest to them will instantly become their reality. Okay? So, if you want them to have a specific experience, it's very important for you to be very clear about what the experience is that you want them to have. So, say for instance, if you are very generic, or if you use an instruction that is open to interpretation, then the person's subconscious mind will may take that in a direction that you may not necessarily had intended. So, for example, if you tell someone, a man or a woman, that when you count to 10, you will feel incredible amounts of pleasure, or you'll feel really good. Pleasure and feeling good are both incredibly subjective terms. One person, pleasure may just be feeling contentment. Another person, pleasure may be feeling a slight buzz from drinking beer. If you tell a person to feel really good, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to turn into an orgasm. You have to be very clear. If you want the man or the woman to experience an orgasm, then you must tell them you want them to experience an orgasm. If you want that orgasm to be incredibly powerful and euphoric, you must specifically tell them you want it to be incredibly powerful and euphoric. If you want it to be very blissful, you must tell them you want it to be very blissful. Remember, the person's subconscious mind is in fact kind of like a special effects crew working for a movie set, and you're the director. All right. Um, in some cases, the special effects crew may be able to read your mind and give you what it is you want, but many times you're going to have to be very clear about how you want the person's orgasm or their pleasure to take effect. That is very important. Secondly, when you do this, it's very important to treat the person as a human being. All right. Understand that you're offering this person a very amazing, intense, blissful experience. All right. You're showing them not only the power of the mind, but you're showing them the pleasure that can happen when they actually trust their subconscious mind and let go to experience something great. Now, many people, when they start doing this, they start using hypnosis orgasms as a way to express their own sexual desires and their own needs. Remember, as a hypnotist, you're not using the person to fulfill any of your own needs of domination or control. You're not using the person to get off. All right. If you approach it as you're trying to use the client to get yourself off, then the effects are not nearly going to be powerful for many reasons. One of them being is that on a very energetic and subconscious level, that person actually senses why you're hypnotizing them and why you want them to have the experience. So unless that person is naturally into being dominated, and most people are not, they're not going to be receptive to you because on some deep level, they're going to sense that you're getting off on it. All right. Now, it's very important that when you give the person the experience, you keep their interest in mind. You make it so that their mental state, their physical state is what's very important. And you make sure that you're not trying to control them. Think of it more as you're guiding them to have an experience. Like you're using your words and you're using hypnosis to guide them into a state that has nothing to do with your own personal power tripping. I find that when people start power tripping, this is what really gets in the way. Remember, power tripping tends to be a very negative vibration. And when you become very negative, it lessens your own power and it hurts you, and it takes away from what is possible for when you're working with a client. So remember, you need to get away, throw away all that garbage about you getting off on power, throw away all that nonsense about making it your personal, your fetish. Remember, it's not your fetish, it's not about you. It's about the client. It's about you guiding the client into a state that makes them feel incredibly euphoric and incredibly blissful, a state that they can also take and use with their boyfriends, they use with their girlfriends, use with their husbands, and use with their wives. Because the state itself is a very euphoric one. It releases stress. It shows them the power of the mind. It's very powerful. So you don't want to taint it with your own, with any of your own personal issues that you have. And third of all, when you are working with the client and you want them to experience this, it's extraordinarily important that you always keep the welfare of the client number one, like their best intentions. You want to make sure that their health, their mental health, their well-being is always your number one concern. You always want to make sure that you're treating them with respect. This is very important because when you have an intention to keep the welfare of the person that you're guiding into hypnosis, whether it be an orgasm or not, when you make that your number one concern, their subconscious mind will have a telepathic sense of that and it'll be more responsive to you because it knows that you care about it. Think about it. If you're working with someone who's a perfect stranger and on some level you sense that that person is getting off on helping you or getting a weird sexual satisfaction, wouldn't that inhibit you? Or the average person it would inhibit, all right? I'm sure there's people who are into it, but the average person that would inhibit you because you realize that the session is about the hypnotist and it's not about you, all right? But conversely, if you are aware that the hypnotist genuinely cares about you, genuinely wants you to have an experience, just so you can see what is possible, so you can enjoy that beauty and that euphoria, wouldn't you much more likely be more likely to open up and to allow the experience to happen? Now, this is very, very important. You keep these three things in mind, and I guarantee you your success with orgasms and using hypnosis is going to go through the ceiling. It's just going to be phenomenal. And in my experience, everyone who has not had immediate or really, really powerful success with these is because they've not followed these three guidelines. Anyways, I hope you find this lecture very educational and entertaining. If you do like it, please like the video and subscribe. And later this week, I'll be having some more videos where we'll be demonstrating the element induction and the Eisdell state and the coma state, so all of you can see it up person and up close how it works. All right, thanks and have a great day.